No, we did. We both did it.
Bob is borrowing that mandolin for the next book. It still has the tag on it.
That's so funny. I can't believe they let you borrow it.
I used all of her
Well, hi, everybody. Welcome to the live stream. I thought I'd do a little bonus couple minutes for those of you who are in early. And there's a lot of people in early. What's up, everybody? I've got the littlest retic out right now. I just, as that was playing, I pulled him out, and today's his feeding day. So he jumped out and gave me a little nip. But he almost can't even bite through skin. I mean, he can technically, but not really. Anyway, he's super cute. He's going to get some food tonight. And am I worried about handling him before feeding? No. Really, I don't have any snakes that I'm worried about that with. Okay, hi, everybody. Look at all these people that are in early. Cool. Good to see everybody. A lot of the standard people. Some new folks. We got my buddy Spencer Lambus in early. Hi, Spencer. Amy's in right now, but she's not going to be for long. I don't know if she's still here or not, but she has rehearsal to go to, so she won't be here for very long. But we were up at Clint's reptile room, and Amy was the one that filmed that little jam session. It was pretty fun. All right, so I have something to show you. Hang on. Okay. So we're gonna do this quick. Oh, you know what? Let me show you what I'm drinking first. We'll get that out of the way. This is Port Charlotte 10, heavily peated. Oh, we just lost the focus. That's all right. Heavily peated Isla Scotch. It is one of my top 2 favorites, and I haven't had any yet. It's so good. Where am I putting it? Right there. It's so good. If you like Scotch, if you like peated Scotch, this is the stuff. Port Charlotte and Ardbeg are my 2 favorites, and I can never decide which one I like the best. But also Lagavulin and Lafroig are also my favorites. Those are all Islay Scotches. Islay is an island off of Scotland where they make heavily peated Scotches that taste like barbecue and soil and brine. It tastes like the earth and the sea and leather and smoke. It's delicious. Okay. Yeah, Spencer, pick some up. Spencer's got some good whiskeys at his place. Desi, it was nice meeting you at Clint's as well. You guys, there were so many people showed up to the meet and greet at Clint's Reptile Room. It was so nice to see. There was a lot of people that were Green Room Pythons fans. I was surprised at the number of people who came out and the number of people who came out from far away. Midwest Hognose was out, and they're from the Midwest. They flew in for it. A lot of people flew in for it, and it was really fun. We had a great time. Look at this little retic on my over here on my shoulder. So cute. Just gonna get up on that hat. That is a well socialized and target trained retic. Now he's target trained, but he almost always strikes at the target first. So we're kind of at that stage. That's kind of a stage in target training with most snakes, is they know exactly what that target means, but they don't realize, you know, they get so excited when they see it that they strike at the target. So we're kind of at that little phase right now. I was going to show you a video, but the littlest retic is being cute, so I'll wait to cut away for that video. And most of you that are in early probably know this already, but as we get into this, I'm not going to see a lot of the comments coming up. So if you've got a comment that you want to see, super chat it, and I will see it because it'll be in color. A cute little reach. Oh, look, he's coming up top. Oh, I wish my camera was. Hang on. Oh, I can't bring it up anymore. I need more hands. Such a cute little guy. Okay. I'm going to show you. Look at this. Hang on. All right, let's look at 24 hours. Let's look at Past Bob 24 hours ago. Hey guys, welcome to the live stream. Right now is yesterday, so you're looking at Past Bob. My favorite beard oil is Luxurious Bastard, and I happen to be sitting at the Luxurious Bastard headquarters right now. Yeah, this is a beard oil company, not an antique store. Like, it sort of looks like that. It's really cool to hang out here. Anyway, Luxurious Bastard is sponsoring today's live stream. So if you have a beard, check out this discount code, and we're going to talk a little bit about Luxurious Bastard. So those of you who have asked me what I do with my beard, we're going to talk about that a little bit. Not the whole time, though. It's going to be mostly snakes, but I think that's it for yesterday video. Let's get back to the live stream. That's right. Green Room Pythons now has a discount code for beard products, and it happens to be my favorite beard oil company. I realized recently that Luxurious Bastard was located in Apple Valley, California, which is on the way through if I'm driving to Utah. And I do make that drive to Utah a few times a year. And so I stopped at their place and met with David over there. He's the guy, and picked up a bunch of beard oils and beard. This is beard butter, which is not the best name for a beard product, but it's industry standard. Beard butter is an industry standard thing. There's beard balm, beard butter, and beard oil. They're all oils, but they're different. And I'll tell you what the difference is in just a second, as soon as I handle the littlest retic here who's trying to climb away. And All Canadian Reptile Girl is on, you guys. It was great meeting you as well. That was super fun. All Canadian Reptile Girl was there, and a bunch of other YouTubers. Thanks for the super chat. Okay, so, and then you guys know that Amy, all right, so Erica, thanks, Erica. I am a time traveling pro. There's a lot of time travel in my videos, usually in my produced videos, but the live streams have a bit of time travel also. Erica, if you're going to be on this live stream the whole time, will you handle the duties of texting me if I miss a super chat, since Amy's not going to be here? I would appreciate it. All right. So what was I going to say? Oh, so here's the thing. There's a lot of bearded people that have snakes. So while this won't apply to most of you, you might know someone with a beard. Anyway, let me just explain really quick. Beard oil, because I have a big beard, I use beard oil and beard butter. I don't use beard balm. If I had a shorter beard, I'd be using beard balm all the time because beard balm is thicker and it kind of holds your beard so you don't have a scruffy. Like for people that are growing out a beard and they're going through that awkward phase, beard balm helps them to hold that scruffiness down. But once you have a big beard like mine, it's too heavy. So beard oil is the thing to keep your beard soft and keep the skin under your beard from drying out. So I use this every day. Every morning I put that in. Beard butter is, like I said, also an oil, but I only use this at night. I put it on at night. I go to bed and I wake up and my beard is soft. It's not all scraggly and messed up. So this keeps it from being scraggly and messed up. And Luxurious Bastard has there, here's the thing. When I talk to people about beard oil, there's so many guys with beards that don't even know that they're supposed to use oil. Or if they do, they're getting beard oil at like the grocery store or the drugstore. And most of those are really bad products. They have a lot of water in them and they just don't have good carrier oils. So the ones that are special companies that make beard oil have good carrier oils. Luxurious Bastard has very good carrier oils. The keeps the beard soft, and they have my favorite scents though. My most favorite that I'm wearing right now is the 1912. The 1912. Look at that logo. Love the logo. That's why I'm wearing this hat, by the way. The bowler hat. So the 1912 is my favorite. There's also one called the Tobacconist. Anyway, he's out of it right now, but he'll have some. That's my second favorite. The 1886 is great. The Rustic is really good. I haven't worn it yet, but I just smelled it for the first time when I was over there yesterday. It's really good. And then they have all those same ones in the beard butter as well as the beard balm. So luxuriousbastardco.com. Just this went blank through that whole thing. So get you some beard oil, you guys. Beard products. They have a ton of other stuff too. All right. So beard questions. I'm taking beard questions today. Not only snake questions and whiskey questions, but beard stuff. I don't know heart scales because I guess it would depend on why his skin is sensitive. It's one of those things you'd have to try it. It's all natural oils though. So if he's sensitive to like harsh stuff, then I would think this would be okay, but you never know, I guess. Oh, is my mom in? I'm seeing this. Hi, Mama Bledsoe. That means my mom's in somewhere. Hang on. I don't see her though. Oh, and my sister's in too? Wait, Shannon, are you in right now? Oh, yeah. And Zachariah's here too. Hi, you guys. Hi, everybody. This is Shannon Zachariah. This might be your first live stream that you've made. That's cool. You know what we're going to do? This is a good time. It's a good time to get rid of the littlest retic and put him on the counter and see what he does. He might immediately crawl off camera, but we'll see. Hey, buddy, can I just see you for a second? Hi, pal. Check this out. Boom. Let's see what he does here. So the littlest retic has not spent much time on this counter. He's usually with me when I bring him out. So he's going to be a little bit tentative. And I'm not sure what he's going to do. So we'll see. Let me check my texts while we're watching him. Oh, did I miss 2 super chats while I was doing all those shenanigans? Thanks, Erica. Hang on, let's Hi, I'm back. Let me just run up and grab these super chats that I missed. Chris, thanks for the super chat. I have a leopard Mojave het pied male baby that needs a name. We have a couple requests for names because I have a Patreon request for names also. Put your name suggestions in the chat for a leopard Mojave het pied male. See if we can get you a good name. Heart Scales would love a shopping list for retic enrichment. All this stuff that you're seeing on camera right now, pretty much anything that's plastic, anything that's safe, basically. They'll check out anything. Plants. This is a 3D printed ball, but those, you can get those balls at pet stores. They're called Holy Roller balls. Retics like those. Everything that's all this stuff. So Mag Naturals ledges, I recommend that for retics, and a ladder that they can climb on, and a basket that you can hang off the ceiling. They like baskets. So pretty much anything, just be creative, and pretty much anything could be retic enrichment. Thanks for the super chat. Okay. Matthew, how's our boy Handsome Dan? He's doing great. He's currently digesting a meal that he had last night. Pretty big meal. I'll check on him and see if we can pull him out. We'll see how he's doing. He's growing and spending a lot of time out of his enclosure and not roaming much, though. What he likes to do is crawl to the top of the rack, and I have a bunch of stuff on top of that rack. I got a plant and a bunch of other things, and he likes to sort of hide himself in between those things and sit all day. Okay, let's see how this guy's doing. Hey, buddy. Hey, pal. How you doing there? All right, where was I? Okay, so I've got some Patreon questions. I don't have a lot of Patreon questions, so I can probably spend more time answering chat questions. But again, I'm not going to see them all, so if I don't see yours, I apologize. Yes, Darlene, this is a good suggestion. PVC jungle gyms are great for any snake. Yeah, but especially retics, super dwarf retics love those. If you can take PVC and just put it together as like a little jungle gym, it's pretty cool. Azara mistook your sister for your mom. My bad. Gotcha. Yeah, because her last name is Bledsoe, so I get it. Okay. So Amy Bentley, who probably is gone at this point, but I'm just going to tell you that Amy. Hold on. Let me just give you a visual. Do I have it here? Let me just give you a visual. This is who we're talking about right here. That's Amy. That's us at Clint's Reptile Room the other day. That's exactly what Amy looks like. Always. And she organizes my my questions from Patreon. And she also writes notes so that I don't forget things. As though I would forget something, you guys. I can't imagine why she would think that I would forget stuff. The littlest retic is now way up there, so I got to keep an eye on him. But let me just read down the things that she wanted me to not forget. What are you drinking? Which we always go over at the beginning. And we went over that, but those of you who just joined us, it's Port Charlotte 10, heavily peated. And it's lovely. Luxurious Bastard, which we went over. They're our sponsor for this live stream. Discount code GRP Beard at their website. Two more things that she wanted me to remind you of. Thank the fans who traveled super far to come to see you at Clint's, which we talked about. That was I was surprised at the number of people that came, and I hope it was worth it. I hope it was worth it for you guys to come that far. It was so cool meeting everybody. It was great. And then the last thing, and I'm guessing in Amy's mind, the most important is thank Amy for being the absolute best person ever on the whole planet. Her words. Thank you, Amy. You are the best person ever on the whole planet. Amy took care of filming. That's not to say that Kent wasn't there. We have a video coming out next week, but you know that I can't count on Kent to film if we're going to be in a facility with reptiles. You'll know that if you saw my snake discovery video. So I brought Amy with me as a backup. She did very well filming and reminding me of things that I may forget occasionally, and just being an overall producer. Oh, Amy is still in, and my mom's in. Look at that. Everybody's in. Oh, are you guys together? Are you guys all over at Shan and Zachariah? You're over at Mom's? Cool. That's great. Hi, everybody. Okay. Great. So now my sister is confirming that Amy is for sure the best person on the whole planet. She does help out a lot with green room pythons, and so I'll agree with that. Best person on the whole planet. Okay, I love that I have my sister and my mom and my nephew in right now. Great. Okay, so let's continue with this. I've got some questions. Oh wait, let me just check on the little guy here. This is not a snake that I want to lose track of. He's all of 100 grams, and he's a little squirrely. Hang on. Let me just see if I can. Hey, buddy, will you come down? All right. I'm going to keep an eye on him. Okay, so questions. Matt Tracy says, do ball pythons get any benefit from adding UVB to their lighting? I believe since they're nocturnal, it's very negligible. What are your thoughts? I kind of agree with that, but I don't have any data to back it up. I can say that I have UV in one of my reticulated pythons cages. I've got UV in with Stella, and I don't have it with Echo. And I haven't noticed any difference in reticulated pythons. I don't have it at all with ball pythons. And I have not heard, let me know if you guys have heard of people that have said, yeah, it makes a big difference. So yeah, I mean, I think that there isn't. I don't think that ball pythons in the wild are spending a ton of time out in the sun. And I know that there are a number of people that are trying it right now and seeing if they can notice a difference. So I will say it's not going to hurt. So it definitely won't hurt them to have UV going. And there's a chance that it does provide some benefit. I just don't know what it is, and I haven't been able to see it at this point. So Eliza asks, I'm going to try to paraphrase this because this is a long one. Basically, she's got a snake that is new. The snake ate the first week, and then she's been handling the snake every day for 15-minute sessions, and now the snake won't eat. And she's saying, I'm concerned that the socializing is stressing him out, so he doesn't feel safe enough to eat. How do I balance this out so I can socialize him, but also not stress him out to the point where he won't eat? Yeah. So, it might be that it might be that you want to add more clutter to your enclosure, such like that. But everyday handling is probably a little bit much for a brand new snake that's not used to it. So I would cut back to, maybe a couple days. First of all, I wouldn't handle the snake at all until he eats again, till you get him eating, and then do your handling sessions 2 to 3 times a week instead of every day. That's how I would do that. I'm sure the snake will eat. He ate for you the first time. So I'm sure you can get him eating, but I would just not handle him until he's eating again. All right, let me grab these super chats. I think Amy's is the only one that I haven't. I mean, there's 2 here, but hang on. Oh, Amy. Thanks for the super chat, Amy. I should have known you were going to read that out loud. Of course I'm going to read that out loud. You also said something funny in the email that you sent me when you emailed that to me. I don't have that though, but Dennis, thanks for the super chat, Dennis. Just wanted to say great job in South America. Oh, thanks so much. I bet you guys saved more snakes than you know. Also, when I use beard oil, it always migrated onto my glasses. Really? Oh, I know why. I think. Was I being a cheap bastard and paying $6 on Amazon? I would think that it was, I would think that it migrated onto your glasses because you had it, on your hands, and then you went and touched your glasses and it would just be there. But yeah, don't buy $6 beard oil. I'm telling you, I've bought from a number of different companies. Luxurious Bastard is my favorite, but $20 is about the price that you pay for good beard oil from just about any company that's good. It's about $20. So the cheap stuff, because out of water, and water just fill. And it also has carrier oils that aren't good for your beard. So you want stuff that's healthy for your beard. And thanks, Dennis. That's nice of you to say about South America. We had a great time. You know what? I want to say, I'm going to say this here because I didn't say it in my video and I wish I had. So the video that posted about the Amazon jungle, I had a handful of people comment because they've heard, a lot of times when people buy a snake at like Petco and they post on a Facebook group, they'll go, hey, I just bought this snake at Petco. They'll get a ton of comments going, don't buy at Petco because you're just giving them money and they're going to use that money to buy more snakes and they don't care for their snakes. And you're just perpetuating this problem. And so people were taking that argument and saying that that's what we were doing by purchasing snakes from this middleman. So for those of you who don't know, who haven't seen that video, basically went to the Amazon jungle, met with a middleman, who the guy who buys snakes from trappers, and he holds them at his facility until the exporter can come, buy them all from him, and then he exports them. So we just sort of intercepted them and we bought them from the guy instead of the exporter, and we went and released them. And so I got a number of comments basically saying that was the same thing, that we're just perpetuating the whole thing because we paid the middleman for these snakes. But what I wish I had explained, but I didn't think about it, is that those snakes are not on the market yet. The middleman, when a snake is at a pet store, there's a question as to whether it'll sell or not. Everything that's at a store, it may sell, it may not sell. But in the process of exporting a snake, from catching it in the wild to sending it off and exporting it, everybody that's in line there's a few people that are in line. They all have basically one customer, and there's no doubt as to whether it'll sell. They just get paid for what they do. The middleman gets paid for gathering the snakes from all the hunters and trappers and like construction workers that find a snake. The anaconda that we released was brought to the middleman by construction workers who found it on a site, and they know that they'll get some money for it if they buy it. So, I mean, if they sell it to him. So anyway, Kurt, who is the middleman, Kurt has one customer. It's the exporter, and he knows that he can sell all of his snakes to that exporter. He just gets paid for holding them. So we just intercepted that process with those 7 snakes, and it doesn't it doesn't do anything to encourage or discourage the process of exporting animals. You know, us doing that. All we did, and I said this in the video, all we did literally was save a few snakes and from becoming exported and becoming pets or possibly dying. You know, we didn't really do anything to discourage the practice, and we didn't do anything to increase the population of snakes in the Amazon jungle. There's a million of them. So I just don't want it to sound more than it was. You know, we did a cool thing, and I'm proud of it, but it wasn't like we were saving endangered animals. And again, I mentioned this in the video too. The practice of exporting snakes, catching them in the wild and exporting them, is not illegal. It's definitely legal to do that in Suriname and export. So, you know, that's all it was. I was happy with what we did, though, because I think those snakes that we saved are going to live a better life in the wild than they would in captivity. So that's that. Let's see. Keith, what are you saying about the UV here? Keith Harper is saying, hi, Keith. And Mary. Mary might be there too. Regarding UV, most people seem to say it either makes no difference or it may help, so might as well have it. I've done a fair bit of reading up on it. Haven't found anything conclusive yet. Yeah. I agree. That's what I've heard also. Might as well have it is tough for some people, though, because UV is not the cheapest thing to have, and you've got to replace a bulb every 6 months. There might be better bulbs now, but as far as I know, if you have a UV bulb, it'll stay lit, so it seems like it's a good bulb, but the UV goes out, and you've got to buy another fairly expensive UV bulb every 6 months. So it's something you got to keep up on, you know. Desi is asking if we ended up going to Clearwater Distillery. No, we didn't, Desi. We were so exhausted. I do want to go to Clearwater Distillery, though. Thanks for telling us about that. It was so nice meeting you at Clint's. And thanks for that super chat. Yeah, I love visiting the local distilleries, but we didn't. We did go to the Beaver. There's a town called Beaver, Utah, and they have a creamery there, and it's called the Beaver Creamery. We went there, and it's fantastic. It is a destination for sure. No jokes about the name, please. Keep it to yourself. Amy, thanks for the super chat. In the email, I voted for Molly and Maya as co-hosts. Oh, that's right, you did. Got to go to rehearsal now. Have fun, friends. Like the live stream if you haven't. Do it now. Oh, yeah, hit like. Okay, Amy, we'll get Molly Malone out. I can't believe you didn't request Kata as a co-host. I'll bring Kata out later, though. Let's see if I can get Molly right now, because she's within reach. And my hands aren't being used up by the littlest retic right now, although I feel like they might. Actually, let me just make sure that he's not on a light. Just give me a moment here, folks. Hey, buddy. Come here. Oh, he's wily, this one. Come here, champ. Oh, you know what? I have an idea for you. Come here. So I have this light up there, and he's wrapped around it. Not on a hot spot, so he's good, but I want him off the light. Okay. One moment. Okay, now what we'll do, hold on, watch this, you guys. It's going to take me just a minute. All right, let's put them up here. Right up here. See what he does with that terrain. He's never been up there before. So that's the first time he's been up there. I wish my camera was closer, but it's permanently affixed there, so I can't fix it and put it any closer. I will tell you what, if he's doing anything interesting, I'll switch back to that camera. Okay, we were getting Molly Malone out. She is right here. Hi, babes. Here's Miss Molly. She is doing well, but did not eat this week, so she's not digesting any food. She's pretty spotty on when she chooses to eat. Sometimes she gets on a big feeding binge and she'll eat anything, and then sometimes she stops for a while. She takes a break. Look at this. I just saw this question. Bam, there you go. There's a ball python I can show you. Right there. Hi, Molly. You doing okay there, babe? Okay, let me just scroll down here. Sorry that I missed all those, if they were questions or anything. Oh, no. No, I can't see the little guy. Let me just make sure I can... I got to make sure I know where he's basically going to be at. Okay. All right. I got him. He's so small that I can't just look up there and see a tail or a face or something. He's, I'm going to have to pull him out of there pretty soon. I think it's a little risky. All Canadian Reptile Girl says, got to get back to editing my video from this weekend. My dad and I are watching Big Ass Spider this weekend. We'll watch for you, Bob. Bye, all. Make sure you watch the first 10 minutes of the movie, because that's when I'm in that one. I'm glad you guys are watching it. Good luck on your edit. And I got to edit my video too. I haven't even started. I spent the day setting up for this live stream. You wouldn't believe how long it takes me to set up for a live stream and get ready for this. And I'm always, it never seems organized. I spend the entire day organizing my live stream, and it never seems organized to me. Okay. So Molly, can you maybe go around my neck? How about that? All right, let's get back to a couple of these Patreon questions. Oh, so here's another name question, you guys. This is from Lori Weiser. Lori got my clown pied. I have 2 clown pieds. I kept one, and Lori got the other one. Lori got the female, and I just sent that snake to her this week. She's had it for 3 days. She's looking for a name. She says, I need a good name for my beautiful new baby clown pied. And also, I have reverted back to second guessing myself and being a nervous wreck regarding her care. I'm hoping someone will validate my emotions and tell me I'm normal. She's gorgeous and amazing. So if you're in the chat right now, or if you're watching this live stream after, and you've been a new snake owner before, and you feel like you look back on that time when you were a new snake owner, and whether it was your first, this is Lori's 3rd snake. She's been a snake owner for a while, but she just has a new one. When you get a new one, do you get a little neurotic about the care? So just put that in the comments and let's see if she's alone in this, because I know she's not. Also, name suggestions. Look at this. Desiree says 100% normal. Yep. I'd say it is too. Valerie. So normal. Yeah. So that, and then name suggestions for that clown pied. That particular clown pied looks very similar to this. Oh, I got Molly constricting my neck right now. So here's her brother. Oh, come on. He needs a name too. I haven't figured out a name for this guy yet, but don't name eventually. See if you can come up with a name for Lori's snake. Put that in the chat. I don't think Lori's on right now, but she'll watch it later. I wish this would focus on him. I mean, I show him a lot. I pull him out a lot, but he's a good boy. I like him, and I've just been lazy on giving him a name. I try to be thoughtful about the names that I give my snakes, and I just have not thought about a name for him yet because I've had other stuff going on. All right, Molly, this is not a comfortable scenario here. All right, you're back in my arms. Going around my neck was not a good idea. I like the name. We're looking for a female name because Lori's snake is a female. Everybody's giving me name suggestions for my snake. We want name suggestions for Lori's snake, but I like these though. I like all these name suggestions, you guys. BH, if that is a clown. No. Tigger. I like that one, Keith. Bella's a great name for a snake. That's a really good name. Aurora is great. Margot. These are all great snake names. Sally Skellington. Love that. That's great. Okay. Those are good suggestions. Thanks, you guys. All right, let me put Molly down for a second. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to put her back in her tub and let her decide if she wants to come out or not. And then I'm going to check on our boy here. All right. He's just behind everything. I'll show you where he is. He's under the log. Oh, that's his head. You can see his head on the other side of the plant. He's just sprawled out behind everything. Wheezy Vet Tech, thanks for the super chat. I watched Dolphin Island recently. Your performance as a jerk villain was awesome. Oh, thanks. It was difficult for me to like you in that movie. Great job. Oh, that's so nice. I appreciate that. Yeah, I was a bad guy in that movie. I was an evil attorney in that film. That was a That was a fun one to make. We were in the Bahamas for several weeks playing with dolphins. Might be the coolest job I've had. It was pretty great. It's pretty great. Hold on. Let me just catch up on texts that I'm getting. Let's see. Did I miss one? Erica, let's see. Oh, I did. I missed one from Ruth. Sorry, Ruth. You guys, you see what I mean? Like, super chats, I'm supposed to be good at seeing these because they're highlighted. Hang on. There we go. Ruth. Thanks for the super chat, Ruth. I tricked my ball python into a frozen thawed rat pup. He's been off rats for over a year. That's great. Do you think he will continue now or no? Yeah, usually they do. When they're off food for a long period of time, their digestive system shuts down. And I don't think that, I think what tends to happen when they're off food for a long time is, since their digestive system isn't going, there's nothing telling them that they should eat. So it's harder to get them to eat. And once they digest that one rat, their system gets going again, and it starts to inform them that it's time to eat again. So usually you can get them going. Thanks for that super chat. Codemeister05. I own 2 ball pythons and a rosy. What next? Corn or hognose? Man, good question. You guys put what you think in there. Corn snake or hognose. I love both of them. You know, there's a big size difference. I mean, they're both fairly small snakes, but hognoses are very small and cute. Corn snakes, I might be wrong about this because I don't keep either one, but I've handled a number of them, and I feel like a corn snake is going to move around a lot more, give you more of a experience in like handling experience, whereas a hognose, I think is going to act a little bit more like a ball python. I'm completely talking off the top of my head with really zero keeping knowledge of that, though. So tell me if I'm accurate in that assessment. I think a corn snake is going to move around a lot more. A hognose will not move around as much. It's going to be smaller. It'll sit in your hand. And also, hognoses can sometimes be pretty upset with you when you open their cage. I think once you have them in your hand, they're okay. But some of them tend to be pretty nippy. Victory Lane Exotics. Got a pack and play. Your wife thinks you're crazy. Do you mean, is pack and play, is that like a playpen? Like a playpen like I have for my snakes? Those are great for snakes. They're really good for enrichment. Throw a bunch of stuff in there. It's really good. All right. Let me see if I've missed anything else. Okay, there's that. And then okay, Shan, thanks. So my sister also told me that I missed Ruth's super chat. Thanks, Shan. I appreciate that. All right. So you guys, with Erica and my sister watching out for these super chats, they won't be missed. Joy, thanks for the super chat. OMG, now I'm on your IMDb page and my mind is blown. There are photos of you with no beard. Yeah, there are. If you see me on TV, it's going to be pretty much with no beard. Unless you see Dolphin Island. I had a full beard in Dolphin Island, but everything else that I've been in is no beard. Victor Lane Exotic says, yes, playpen for snakes. Yeah, cool. Those are great. Especially if it's fully enclosed. You know, if it's a dog playpen that you can zip up the top, it's really good. Okay. All right. Back to these Patreon questions. So over on Patreon, a few days before I do a live stream, I ask Patreon to submit questions and then I read them. That's why they're on a clipboard. That's what this is. Patreon is a great community over there, by the way. I've decided that I'm not going to do Patreon boards in the live stream because it takes so long at this point. Because the Patreon has become a popular thing, which I really appreciate. And it's because it's such a cool community over there. They can connect on Patreon now, and they can chat back and forth on Patreon now, but most people join Patreon and then they go over to the Green Room Pythons Discord and they have access to the secret Patreon groups, the channels on Discord that are specific to Patreon, and that's where they're kind of hanging out. And it's all cool people, which I'm really happy about. It's great. Anyway, that's what these questions are from. Okay, Wheezy Vet Tech says, that's who just super chatted recently, by the way. Wheezy Vet Tech says, is there any other animal you would like or planning already to keep and care for in the near future? So near future, that's a good question because people always ask me, what's my dream reptile or what else would I keep or whatever. But in the near future, I would say there might be an Antaresia in my near future. That's a spotted python or a children's python or a pygmy python. I think those are really cool. And I'd like to have one of those. And it wouldn't be a big deal. You know, I always talk about that I don't have a ton of room here in the green room. And when you don't have a ton of room, it's a perfect place for a Antaresia, for a small. These are semi-arboreal snakes, so you want to have a taller situation for them. But that might be in the near future if I found one. I think the last reptile show I was at, I was thinking that if I found one that I liked, I'd pick it up, you know. But we'll see. Oh, speaking of tiny snakes, hang on. Oh, there he is. Oh, look at this. He's just. Can you even see him? I gotta change the placement of this camera. But he's right here. Hey, buddy. Hey, can you come here for a second? Can I just hang on one second, folks? I'm gonna just grab him. Because really, a snake this size is not a good candidate for just letting him roam while I talk to a camera and am not paying attention to him the whole time. So let me put him back and we'll grab another snake. How about that? Talk amongst yourselves. I know you already are. You guys are really good at that. Be right back. Hi, hold on. I'm just grabbing a snake. Oh, Damara, are you soaking in your water bowl? I got one available. Here we go. Some people who recently got snakes from me, Patreon supporters, that's another thing on Patreon. Some of the Patreon supporters who recently got snakes from me, this is their mom. I mean, this is the snake's mom. You understood that. This is Lucille. Okay, hang on. Did I miss? Yeah, I did miss super chats. Hang on. Let me just grab these. Scroll up and see if I missed anything else above that. I don't think so. Desiree, thanks for the super chat. Howdy from CDA. Is that Coeur d'Alene? I think it is. Yeah, we may have talked about that before. Howdy from CDA. Time for a trip up north to Up North Distillery. Oh, what's that? Is that in Coeur d'Alene? Give me the details on that. Houdini says hello as well, and that he really likes his rat fuzzies now. Recovered mouser. That's great. That's really good. It's always fun when you can get your snake to eat rats instead of mice. Not all snakes, but ball pythons. I think it's good for ball pythons to eat rats because eventually they're going to get big enough to where you got to feed them multiple mice to give them enough food. And so it's great when they will. And ball pythons seem to be one of the only species of snake that sometimes will get stuck on one prey item. Like my reticulated pythons, I feed them mice, rats, quail, chicks, whatever. Same with my blackheaded python, all that kind of stuff. I'm not worried about them getting stuck on something. Ball pythons sometimes do that. And by the way, Tiger Lily, who I can't show you right now because she just ate the biggest meal she's ever eaten. She had become a mouser for almost a full year, but now she is completely back on rats. As of like 2 weeks ago, she'll eat whatever I get. Well, probably 3 weeks ago because I've given her a few mice. She just took a medium. I mean, rats. I've given her a few rats since she took her first one. And she took a medium the other day, which is the biggest thing she's ever eaten. So I'm very proud of her. And Lucille took a medium rat recently, but then I've been offering them to her and she's refused. She took a medium, went directly into shed because that was a big meal for her. And so I think she's still probably on mice. She's refused the last 2 rat offerings that I've given her. And so I'm going to give her a couple mice next week, I think, if she refuses the rat. But those are my 2 mousers, is Lucille and Tiger Lily. And they both took a rat the same day. It was like there was some sort of magical rat magic in the air. Anyway, a little long story. Sorry. Anyway, Desiree, thank you so much for the super chat. Ian, good to see you, Ian. Just got me a spotted python 2 days ago. Oh, that's so cool. Species number 11. Wait, that means you have 11 species at your house, Ian? That's crazy. I love it. She's 3 months old and very cute. Super cool. You may have told me that you were getting that snake. I can't remember. That's awesome, though. Keep me posted on that one. Very cool. Congrats. Thanks for the super chat. All right. Brody, thank you for the super chat. Do you have a question to go with it? If you do, say it. And oh, look at that. And then right below it, he goes, LOL. I didn't type anything. Okay, hang on. Let's see if he typed something. Oh, there we go. Oh, this is Brody who, yeah. Brody says, I have the inspector's old tank and my king snake loves it. Yeah, Brody came and picked up the old enclosure that the inspector had. It's not a tank. It's a front opening Exoterra that's in all my old videos. Now the king snake in it, which is perfect. That enclosure is perfect for a king snake. That's great. I'm glad you got him set up in there. Okay. Heart Scales says, haha, poor Brody, because they probably know that I normally would never see that, but I specifically looked for it. Okay. All right. Here we go. We're back to the clipboard. Look at all the Green Room Python stickers. Look at this Kent's Corner sticker in the middle. That's all gone. That was a limited. That was a limited run. There's no more of those. And also the baby sticker is finally out. I got so many of those. That was from when my channel was brand new, and I drew that. It was the banana ball python video that I did, or the banana genetics video that I did, and I drew that, and people really liked it, so we made a sticker out of it. And I was like, it's a limited run, but I probably ordered like 500 or something. So many stickers, so it lasted a really long time. Anyway, oh, Brody's super chat question was, show us the new enclosure for the inspector. It's this one. It just replaced what I had in the background. It's a black box enclosure. I basically, it's the exact same size as the Exoterra. Just Black Box sent me one. We wanted to have a black box cage back there because they sponsor the channel. And I'd rather have a PVC cage for the inspector. Okay, where are we at on this? Oh, Erica's question. Okay, here we go. Erica just texted me, and we're down to her question that's on my clipboard. What was your favorite part of Clint's grand opening? What did you learn? That's a great question. You guys, this was so fun. I spent several days at Clint's, and there will be a video out about it. But Clint and Leisha had our days packed with competitions, gaming, all kinds of stuff. It was jam packed, and it was super fun. I would say that my favorite things were meeting the people at the meet and greet. We had 2 separate meet and greets where they were an hour each, and tons of people filled that room, and we got to meet a bunch of fans. It was really fun, and so that was cool. And then at the end, when the whole thing was over, we wanted to have a little after party shindig. So we went over to Leisha's family's property, and we had a bonfire, and which was really fun. We sat around the fire, but there also is a really creepy, definitely haunted house on that property that we explored. Hang on, do I have a video available? Watch this. It's like a 20-second video, maybe. If I have, I don't know if I put it up. I didn't put it up. Hang on, maybe I can find it. All right, I'll show you too if I can get it up. Anyway, that was super fun. What did I learn? It reinforced a few things to me. Number one, that I definitely need a carpet python in my life, because every time I held their jungle carpet python, Clint's jungle carpet python, I was just like, I need one of these. And that's what happens every time I hold one. And then, I did a video about the Asian water monitor. You may have seen that video. It was clearly a joke because we were supposed to pick an animal and produce a 1-minute video, 65 seconds or less video, about why that animal is the best pet reptile in Clint's room. So I picked an Asian water monitor, which clearly is not the best pet reptile, but it is definitely the best reptile in there. I mean, that was my favorite reptile in the room. Hey, don't go on my shirt, please. I'm a big fan of monitor lizards, and this one was socialized by Kevin McCurley himself, and it was just the coolest lizard. He spent a lot of time on my hat, basically. If you haven't seen that video, it's on my Instagram and YouTube. It's 1 minute. I don't recommend the Asian water monitor as a pet, though, because that one was pretty good size, like good size lizard, but way smaller than that animal will ever get, because those things get huge, and they need a lot. They need a lot. They're unreasonable for most people to keep. But this video. Okay, here's this video. Here's the definitely haunted place that we were in. You guys, this is Leisha's family's property, and here's an old abandoned house that Steve is climbing the staircase that I won't climb. It's a very old house, and it is infested with the souls of the damned. I guess it was just the staircase. There wasn't anything else, but there was an old fireplace that was built with petrified wood, and there was a covered wagon inside, and there were Red Ryder BB guns inside. It was crazy. Really fun to explore. So that was that. Okay, on to the next question. Let me make sure I didn't miss the super chat. Oh, nope, I didn't. Okay, here we go. All right. Wendy Williams has a few questions. As a D&D newbie, how has your introduction gone? Are there aspects or parts you especially enjoy? So what she's talking about is the over on Discord in the Patreon section. The Patreon supporters play D&D. That's one of the things that the community does. And I got in on the first game. I've been super busy and have not been able to join the other ones, but it was my first game of D&D ever, pretty much. And it was a blast. It was super fun. I'm excited to jump in on other games once my time is freed up a little bit. And by the way, Keith Harper heads up that Dungeons and Dragons situation. So if you are part of the Horde of Keepers over on Patreon, you can get in on Dungeons and Dragons. Make sure that you're on the Discord and you can get in on that. My favorite part, I think, just the improvisational aspect of the game is super fun. Like you can just make your own crazy character. It's great. It's really fun. I like it. Okay. Next question from Wendy. Speaking of nerd stuff, do you have any other geeky interests? Sci-fi, fantasy, historical, math and physics, literature, etc.? You know, my day job is that I perform at Renaissance festivals. That's pretty geeky. Big Joss Whedon fan. Love Firefly. Love Buffy the Vampire Slayer. A lot of nerd stuff. I'm gonna keep this. I like most nerd things. I'll say that. Let me jump in on this super chat really quick. Thanks for the super chat, Joy. 140 watching. Where are the likes, y'all? Oh, that's nice of you to say. Yeah, if you are on here and you're enjoying it, you know, don't hit like if you don't like it. You know, be honest. But if you do like it, just hit the like button. It helps. It pushes it out. What it does is when a bunch of people like the video, YouTube algorithm, the robots just push it out to more people. And that's helpful for people to discover the channel. I mean, I selfishly want more people to discover the channel. We're almost at 50,000 subscribers. We're at almost 49,000, but in the whole scheme of things, that's almost 50,000. So I'm really excited about that. People are discovering this channel. So here are questions from the Harpers. Keith Harper, who we were just talking about. Keith actually says right here, you were a right laugh in the D&D game you joined. Oh, thanks, Keith. Hope to have you back when time allows. Yeah, I will be back when time allows, for sure. Keith, you are a great dungeon master. That's a super fun time playing D&D with you. So this is from Keith and Mary Harper. With fires, floods, wars, and other disasters, both natural and man-made, affecting so much of the world right now, we're wondering if you have any plans or recommendations for how to go about rapidly evacuating your snakes should the worst happen. You know, my plan is, and it probably should be thought through more than this, but I think it's important that people know that most of the time, most snakes of the same species are not going to fight if they're in an enclosure together. That doesn't mean to cohab them, because it will cause problems if they have to live together in an enclosure. But if you throw a bunch of snakes in a tub and put them in your car, they're going to be fine for a while like that. So my plan is I have tubs with lids. My plan is that you just load as many snakes up in a tub as you can, just pile them in there. My blackheaded python would be by herself because she's a snake eater. My reticulated pythons would be together. My ball pythons would be together. And I would just put them all in separate, all together in tubs with lids, and then get them out. Pretty tough situation, though, if you have a fire or something like that, because you pretty quickly have to figure out what you're going to do with them, because you can't have them in those tubs indefinitely, obviously. I keep putting this down, but I'm on this still. It's a good question, Harpers. I think more thought than that needs to be put into it, but I think it's important that people know. I think there's a lot of people that think that if ball pythons meet one another, they'll fight. And that's not true at all. They'll breed. Like, I probably would be careful. I would have several tubs, and I'd be careful not to put breeding males and females in together, you know. But if it's an emergency situation, not that big of a deal. Okay. Harbors have one other question. On a happier note, do any of your snakes celebrate Halloween? If so, what are their plans? Yes, 2 of my snakes celebrate Halloween. The others are religiously opposed to it. Lydia Dietz celebrates Halloween, and Molly Malone celebrates Halloween. Lydia Dietz this year will be dressing up as Winona Ryder, as she always does. And Molly Malone will be going as a ghost. Do you get the references? Do you get both references? The first one's easy. The second one is a little bit more obscure. Okay. Shannon, you don't have to super chat me. You can just Venmo me $5. My sister has super chatted you guys. Haven't you learned anything from people that die in horror movies? Why are you exploring a haunted house in the dark? I know, Shan, but you would have loved it. It was amazing. I was the first to go in because Amy and I pulled up first. We were the first to get to that property. And Clint told me, he goes, here's the gate code, and you're going to see a house that looks like it's for sure haunted. And I was like, oh, yeah, I got to go to that. And so we pulled up there, and I was like, I'm going to go check it out. So I went in there, and I was like, yeah, covered wagon in the house. Sure, this is great. And we looked all over the place. And I did end up climbing those stairs, by the way, because Steve, that's Steve with, what's his channel? He's got a really popular channel on dinosaurs, and it's, shoot, if I think of it, I'll tell you. But anyway, Steve is a big guy, and he climbed it, and it did fine. So I climbed the stairs also. But I saw the stairs at first from the second floor and looked down them, and I was like, no way am I going down into that basement. But then when we got down behind the house, the back wall was out, so you could just walk into the basement from the outside. So it wasn't as scary as creeping down the spiral staircase. Thanks for the super chat, Shannon. Yeah, Keith, I knew you'd get the reference. Keith knows Molly Malone. Molly Malone is a very popular Irish folk song about a ghost who wheels her barrow through the streets of, I don't know if it says what town. Are we in Dublin? I don't know. I don't know what town we're in. I have to sing through the song, and I'm not going to right now. All right. Lucille is just giving me problems. Okay. Ooh, anytime, Shan? All right. Do it again then. I dare you. No, don't. Okay. Paul Seibel says, what will you be dressing as for Halloween? And what should I dress as? You know, for Halloween, for me, I sometimes have epic costumes. But I don't have one at the moment. It has to do with whether I have one available or not. I'm not going to go out and spend money on a Halloween costume. But I have done some cool, especially I treating my sister's kids. My children are grown now, so they're too old for that. But my nephews, when they were going trick-or-treating, I had some pretty epic costumes. But now, you know, I have kilts. I have stuff that I wear to Renaissance fairs. So I'm probably going to go to the pub on Halloween. I'll probably be wearing a kilt and maybe some other stuff. Maybe some guy liner, beard beads, you know, look generally cool. What should Paul dress as? You guys put in the comments what Paul Seibel should dress as for Halloween. You know, Paul, I think you should go as one of the Powerpuff Girls because people wouldn't expect it. It would be a unique costume for an adult man to dress as. Shan, anytime on your birthday. Okay. All right. Shan, super chat on my birthday. Perfect. I get a $5 super chat from my sister on my birthday from now on, you guys. Gary's TNA Exotics asked, you should dress up as Kent for Halloween. I could. I don't know that I would be able to pull it off. You know, Kent has a very specific look, and I'm just not sure I could do it convincingly. So that's my only problem. I like to have a convincing outfit for Halloween. Paul, yes, Paul, you should dress as Kent. That's what you should do. If anybody dresses as Kent for Halloween, please send me photos. All right. We're getting to the end of this. Last question. Lionel says, if you had a choice to be anything or anyone from Greek Roman mythology, what would be your choice? By the way, clearly, these questions that Patreon submits don't have to be snake related, obviously. Greek Roman mythology, what would my choice be? You know, Poseidon, I think. I'd want to be Poseidon because he's got that big fork, big pitchfork thing for, I assume, for baling hay. He's the god of, he's like the god of the sea, but I think he's also the god of horses, if I'm not mistaken, which means that he's using that pitchfork for baling hay. Somebody look that up and tell me if I'm wrong about that. I think Poseidon is also the god of horses, which, if that's true, it's just in my brain and it could be totally wrong. But if that's true, that's super weird that he would be in charge of all the seas and also horses. Somebody tell me if I'm right about that. All right. Yes. Trident. Sure. But really it's a pitchfork. I mean, trident, I think, is a fancy word for pitchfork. And it's also a word for delicious gum. Oh, and you're confirming, Solomus, that is correct? That Poseidon is related to horses? Yeah. Thanks for confirming that, you guys. Naughty, I have not ever dressed up as Clark. Thanks for that question. Not many people will get that reference, but some will. And no, I would need a second person, and I would need a full yak costume, and that would take some doing, but but it would be fun. Is that it? So there were also, I just want to say that there were also Lionel, Kathy, and Wendy, or Lionel and Kathy sent just really nice things that they said about me. They didn't ask a question. I'm not going to read the really nice things that they said about me because that's super awkward for me to do, but I just want to say thank you to them. I think I said thank you already on Patreon. They said such nice things. I will read Wendy Williams' non-question, though, which was just, hi, Amy, if you're doing the question sorting again. So there's that. Wendy's saying hello to Amy. Okay, that was it for Patreon, you guys. So now we're just on to putting Lucille away and showing other snakes. Let me know who you want to see. Oh, what was the other? They wanted to see Maya. That was Amy wanted to see Maya, and she's not here right now. So let's get Maya out. Let's take a look at the Blackheaded python, and then I'll take requests for what anybody else wants to see. Yeah, let's see what Maya's up to. So Maya is an interesting snake in that she's currently in food mode, but I don't usually use a hook on her anymore because I can pick her up and I can tell when she's in food mode because she'll kind of wrap my hand and I just wait for her to get out of it. And she gets out of it pretty easily. Now, just because I've said that, she'll probably bite me. She hasn't bitten me in a very long time. And she's a pretty smart snake. We'll see how she does here, though. I also haven't been handling her every day because I've been gone a lot. Desiree says, now I understand why GRP acting. Thanks for the super chat. Explain more about that, though. I'm not sure what that means. Unless you were looking up my acting stuff on IMDb. Is that what you're talking about? Okay, we've got requests for Handsome Dan, for Echo. You know what? Echo was out. I might. Nope. Echo's not out anymore. Echo came out at 7 o'clock this morning. And the reason she came out at 7 was because she had a shed. And I always, whenever she's in shed, since I first got her, I've given her a humid hide when she's in shed. And this time I was like, she doesn't, her humidity's fine. She doesn't need a humid hide. I'm just not going to do that. And I came home yesterday from Utah and she had a massive blow up of a shed and tons of stuck shed on her. So that's what I get for being lazy. And so this morning at 7 a.m., I put her in a tub of water for 45 minutes, which is a great thing to do for reticulated pythons. Not a good thing to do for ball pythons. So she did very well in that. And then when I pulled her out, it was just, run through my hand and we get all the shed off and it was no problem. And I cleaned her cage and whatever, but I put her up on top of the, oh, she is biting me. She's trying to anyway. She did. She went for it, but then I think she realized it was me. So she didn't actually get the bite. That makes me feel good about that. We'll see if she does it again. Like now I'm interested to see if she'll actually bite me. I'm just going to let her crawl on me and see what she does. She definitely, I felt teeth on my skin, but they didn't it was like open mouth teeth without biting. She's definitely in food mode though. Hey lady, you're a problem right now. What was I saying? Oh, so anyway, the point is that Echo was up there since 7 o'clock in the morning. And right before, about 15 minutes before the live stream, she started moving around. And I put her away because I didn't want her wandering around hunting while I had other snakes out. So that was what happened. Let's do this just for fun. Let's see what we do. Hang on. Just put her up there and see what she does. So when I put Maya out to roam, let's see, what do I have? I've got, okay, I don't have anybody else out, so that's fine. When I put Maya out to roam, she doesn't stop moving. So she won't stay on that thing. It's not like she's going to crawl into a hide and stay there. She'll crawl in to investigate it, but then she comes right back out. Let's do this. There we go. So she'll come out in a minute. She ate a small meal yesterday. I vary her meals. Sometimes she gets small meals. Sometimes she gets big meals. And when she gets a small meal, she had a quail yesterday. She's usually looking for food again because she wants more. And I get it, but blackheaded pythons and Woma pythons tend to become obese when they're just pumped full of rodents, because they don't eat rodents very often in the wild. They're eating reptiles mainly in the wild, and reptiles have low nutritional value and low fat content, but they're eating them more often. So Maya gets fed more often, but she doesn't get fed rodents a lot. She gets smaller meals, and they're usually birds. Oh, Mom, Dad and I are still here, Bob. Hey, Dad. You guys, my dad's here too. Oh, Victory Lane Exotics. This is a good question. What's your favorite YouTube not reptile related? What is it? I watch a lot of non-reptile YouTube, but let me think. Now my mind is blanking. I mean, there are, you know, I watch whiskey stuff. The Whiskey Tribe is really good. Very, very funny stuff and lots of good information on whiskey. I think the channel is called the Whiskey Tribe. Do you guys watch that? Who else watches that channel? I love The Modern Rogue. It's a good one. Oh, people are saying hi to my dad now. Hi, Taylor. Glad you're here. Let's look at, see what Maya's up to. All right. While we're looking at Maya, let me just see what I'm missing. There we go. We're back. Here's a super chat. M Entertainment TV. Thanks for the super chat. Hi, Bob. Newest to the channel. I'm seriously considering getting my first snake. May either be a ball python or a corn snake. Those are both really good choices for a first snake. What would your recommendation be on a starter terrarium? So starter terrarium, I'm assuming you're meaning a enclosure for a baby snake, like that a baby would start off in. You know, you can, it depends on how much money you want to spend, but you can get a full size enclosure. You know, a lot of people get a 4x2x2 enclosure for a ball python or for a corn snake, and they put a baby in there and they just fill it with clutter and hides and stuff, so the snake feels secure in that large enclosure. And then a lot of people also start off with a little tub that would have a lid, but is this size for a baby. You know, if it's a brand new baby, because they feel comfortable in something like this. You would, you know, this is in a rack, so it's all blacked out. So if you had a tub, let's say you had a tub that was this size or maybe a little bit bigger that had a lid, you would make sure that you black it out on all the sides so it's not totally clear like this. And they're comfortable in something like that, but they're going to grow out of it quickly too. So you would be upsizing quite a bit. And that's for either snake, for either a corn snake or a ball python. If it's a brand new baby, they like those smaller cages, but they also do well in larger cages if you can get them, you know, if you can have enough clutter. But that's also, you know, there are some snakes that they start out, you know, my babies start out in a little tub like this. Here's a setup for, sorry about that, I hit the mic. Here's a setup for this little banana ball python that Lazaro purchased yesterday. And this little guy is going out next week, doing very well in this tub. And some snakes, most with the trans, occasionally get it because off in a tub like this where they felt really secure. They get into a bigger cage, and even with clutter, they won't eat for you. We're talking about ball pythons. I think corn snakes have less of a problem with that. Corn snakes generally will eat, but sometimes you'll have that problem. So you've got this whole nice setup and it's ready to go and you're all excited to put your snake in it. And then all of a sudden they won't eat. So you just have to be prepared in that case to put them in a smaller tub with a little heat mat for a while, just to get them eating for a little while. And then you can try and transition them back into that bigger cage. That sometimes happens. Joy, thanks for the super chat. Tips on feeding live and where to buy them from. I don't feed live, but there's not really, you know, you can buy them at pet stores. There's also breeders that breed live rats and mice. I always recommend feeding frozen thawed, but if you're feeding live, there's not really tips for it because you just put the rodent in there and the snake goes for it. Yeah, I mean, usually people don't usually have a problem feeding live. You just put it in there. No big deal. It's a little bit trickier with some snakes to feed frozen thawed. Lori Weiser, thanks for the super chat. Came in quick to super chat. Bindi, yes, Bindi is doing her exploring. Oh, that's what you're naming her? Bindi? That's great. You guys, Lori has named her snake. This is the snake we were talking about before, the clown pied. Congratulations. So I'm really excited about this because I shipped Bindi to Lori. it was terrible. I shipped this snake. She had eaten the largest meal she had ever had. She ate a rat pup 2 days before, and she still had kind of a fat belly from that. And she was also deep in shed. So I shipped her with her hide and with she had a little, she didn't have access to her hide in the box, but she had access to a little toilet paper roll in the box. And I think she did fine. But then Lori put her in. So this is a good example. That snake was in one of those tubs, and Lori has this nice, beautiful enclosure for that snake. And she found her hide immediately. And Lori says that every night, as soon as the lights go out in that enclosure, like 5 to 15 minutes after, that snake is out exploring, just doing exactly what she's supposed to be doing. Even when she was in shed, she would explore, and she since has now shed. And her name is Bindi. It's a good name. It's a good name, Lori. Thanks for that super chat. Taylor Alexis, I'm glad you're with us. Hello from the menagerie. Poor Whiskey, the bigger horse, has an ouchie, so he's been hanging out, enjoying his beer, watching the live stream. Taylor feeds her horses beer, and I've seen it live before. I've seen it on video. We had a Patreon Zoom party. I almost said dance party. We should have a Patreon dance party, though, you guys. We had a Patreon Zoom party, and Taylor brought us out to her horses and showed us how they drink beer. And for those of you who are not horse people, which I'm not, beer is good for horses in getting them to sweat. So when it's really hot out, you give them beer and it makes them sweat. I learned that from Taylor. That is fascinating. And also, here's something I'm really excited about. Garrett Hartle over at Reach Out Reptiles. I'm sure some of you follow Reach Out Reptiles. If you don't, you should. Garrett and I were talking about his dad. And his dad has a horse ranch where he like tames wild horses or trains wild horses. And he teaches people how to do it. So I'm going to go out there and spend a day. I don't know if it's a day or a weekend or whatever, but I'm going to go through the little program and learn about training wild horses. I'm excited about it. We were talking about that around the campfire 2 nights ago, maybe 3 nights ago. Okay, we got that. What else was I doing? Oh, I was getting another snake. Oh, hold on. Let's just see what's going on over here. I'm actually surprised that Maya is still up there, that she hasn't come down yet. She's just hunting. She's always hunting. So, when she's cruising around, there are other snakes that explore. When they're out, they're cruising around, they're exploring. Maya's always looking for food. She's on the hunt, and she never stops moving. It's very fascinating. All right, who else do we want to see? What I'm gonna do is I'll get snakes out that I'll just hold, so they're not in danger of Maya while they're out. Somebody said Handsome Dan. Let me see how he's doing on his. I mean, he should be fine. Hang on. Oh, you know who I have out right now? That I just remembered? Hang on. Look at this. I've got. Wait. I'm gonna give you guys the sort of view. So when I talk about snakes that are behind the mirror, this is the mirror right here. And I'm guessing, I haven't seen Freya in hours, but I'm guessing she's back. Yep, there she is. So she's been out for a number of hours. Here's Freya. But they just like being behind that mirror. And, hold on, let me close it. And there's a misconception that snakes always want to be warm. Oh, wait, you're not seeing it. Hang on. Sorry. Here's Freya. So there's a misconception that snakes always want to be warm, and that's not true. They want to be warm when they're digesting, or when they need to be warm, they'll find warm spots. But a lot of times they like cool spots. And my big females enjoy sitting on the cold, it's not cold, but it's cool wood floor behind the mirror. So there's Freya. I just saw, oh, Amanda, somebody else asked for B. Arthur. High Viz Pythons is asking for B. Arthur. I can get B. Arthur right here. I've moved her. She was in a bigger enclosure, and I'm still trying to get her to eat on her own. So in effort to get her to eat, I've put her back in a hatchling tub to see if that makes any difference. Here she is. This is a snake that is over a year old. I think over a year old. Erica, you'll know, because how old is your boy? Oh, she's in shed too. Are you in shed, babes? Yeah. Looks like you were in blue and you cleared up probably while I was on vacation. So the deal with B. Arthur, for those who don't know, she has a little dent on the side of her head, and she has never taken a meal on her own. She strikes, but when she strikes, she doesn't close her mouth. She strikes with an open mouth and pulls back. She will wrap a meal. Oh, is that? Hold on. Oh, yeah, you're just ready to shed. Let me give you some. Let's just do this real quick. So she'll wrap a meal without striking it. And usually when she does that, I close her tub and leave her alone and hope that she eats it. But she never does. So I always feel like she's close to taking a meal on her own, or eating a meal on her own, but she just hasn't yet. So I'm gonna put her back because I want her to have a good shed. We're giving her a nice humid tub there. I didn't realize she was in shed. I missed it because I've been out of town. This is her mom, by the way. Oh, this is a great question. And thanks for the super chat. Sightseer for life. Great question. Is Maya always in hunting mode because she's surrounded by snakes, or is that just normal behavior for the species? Yeah, so you would think that because there are snakes in this room, and Maya in the wild would eat snakes, that would be her primary diet, that she's always looking for what she's smelling. But the fact is that she's only eaten one snake. I fed her a stillborn ball python a long time ago, and she didn't recognize it as food at first. And so I left it in there overnight, and it was gone by the next morning. That's the only time that she ate a snake, but she doesn't, it's not her normal food. So she goes crazy when she smells rodents or quail or chicks or something that I normally would feed her. She recognizes that as food, but the snake smell doesn't really do much for her. But it is normal behavior for the species, because what blackheaded pythons do in the wild is they get up in the morning or they get up at night, because they are sometimes nocturnal and sometimes diurnal, depending on the season. They basically are following whatever the other reptiles are doing. But they wake up and they start actively hunting. They are moving up to about a mile a day looking for reptiles to eat. And then they dig their own burrows with their little shovel heads. Well, there she is right there. I'm gonna put Freya back while we're watching Maya. So they dig their own burrow with their little shovel heads, and they come out of their burrow. And if it's daytime, they warm themselves up. They just stick their head out, and their black head acts as a solar panel to warm the rest of their body. And then they go hunting. So that's what they're doing. They're just traveling around looking for food. Can I help you there, lady? She likes to climb, but she's not good at it. I mean, she's not good at not falling. She's not good at not falling. That's the sentence that I wanted to put together. Oh, shoot. Hang on. I've done a terrible thing. Hold on. Okay. I put Freya in the wrong tub. So, hi. Can you see me? Oh, yeah, you can. All right. So she, this is going to be a problem because she'll climb all the way to the top, but then she'll fall. And I'm doing a live stream right now, so I don't want to have to watch her all the time. So we're just going to bring her down. Let her do something else. Hi, we're back. Wheezy Vet Tech asks, thanks for the super chat, by the way. Wheezy Vet Tech, you've had several today, I think. Do you have a family member named Sarah that's a veterinarian? I haven't met many with the same last name, so if I have an interview with her tomorrow. Oh, you have an interview with her tomorrow. That's great. I would say yes. I do have a family member named Sarah that's a veterinarian, but I don't know her. And the reason I say yes is because you're right. There's not many Bledsoes in the country, and we're all related. And I would say not closely enough related to know her. But there was a guy that showed up at Clint's the other day that with the same last name, and we talked about that we're probably related, but fairly distantly. That's a good question. So yeah, sorry. If you mention my name, it might not help in your interview. But good luck with the interview. Let me see if I missed any other super chats. We still have we're holding strong at 144 viewers. Thanks for being on here, you guys. I'm not on the YouTube page, so I can't see if there's a bunch of likes or not. So if you're on here watching and you haven't hit the like button, and if you like it, again, I don't want you to lie, but hit the like button because that helps. David, thanks for the super chat. Hey, Bob, no question. Just so happy to finally catch your live stream after months of watching your channel. Oh, that's so nice. Great show as always. Thanks. Oh, David, that's really nice. I'm glad you were able to catch it too. That's really that. Grab Handsome Dan. That's who I was off to grab. Like it seems like an hour ago. Hold on. Let's see what he's up to. Hey, buddy, you're awake even. He's awake, you guys. He's awake and out. At the beginning of this live stream, I talked about how the littlest retic. Here, we're gonna go with the Handsome Dan cam. I was talking about how the littlest retic sometimes gets confused with his target and strikes it. Well, he always gets confused and strikes it right now, but he'll learn. And Handsome Dan also does that occasionally, but he's getting better with it. where he's now understanding that the target means food, but the target is not the food itself. He has to interact with the target, and then he gets his food. So this is another thing with him, that he is he knows me, and he knows that I'm not going to hurt him, but he would rather not be hanging out on my hands. And I've kind of made it this way with him because I kind of let him do what he wants to do. So if he's doing this, if he's kind of being squirrely on my hands, I just let him go, and he can go hang out on top of the rack. He likes to be on top of his rack. And so he's kind of looking for that. He's kind of wanting to do that a little bit, but it's good to keep him in my hands for a while so that he just gets used to me just handling him, but he's a really good boy. He is, look at Maya back here. Central American boas, that's what he is. Central American boas have a reputation for being bitey and cantankerous little snakes, and he's not at all. He bluff struck once when I first got him, before he really knew me, but now he's just really great. He's a good guy. Cool boa. Happy that I have a boa. Okay, hold on. I'm missing super chats. Alexis, thanks for your super chat. Roaming reptiles are like silent children, either gone or into something. Yes, that's right. That's true. One thing that I think people don't realize is when I free roam my snakes, I have a lot of videos, especially I have a lot of shorts on free roaming, but they don't explain the free roaming very well because it's a short. Like it's either a Instagram reel or a YouTube short or something that just shows the snakes. And I think a lot of people think that I just let them out and forget about them. But when I have snakes free roaming, I know where they are at all times. I keep tabs on them, especially the small ones like this guy. He can be out all day he can be out all day pretty much. Did you fall, buddy? You okay there? And that's because I know that he's going to stay in one place, but I still check on him all the time and make sure that he's not moving somewhere else, This girl, I keep tabs on, but I know that she's going to just be moving all the time, regardless. She'll be all over the place. But she's normally, this snake is in my hands right now, but the rule is that if Maya is out, there's no other snake that's going to be out, because Maya is a snake eater. But my point is, though, in what Alexis said here, is that if I turn around and look for my snake and they're not in the place they're supposed to be, I'm doing a search because they're getting into something. Like there's somewhere that they're not supposed to be. So that is true. All right. There's another one from Erica. Erica, thanks for this. Just a super chat to super chat. LOL. Share the love, everyone. And I love Handsome Dan. Yeah. Erica is a boa keeper. She's also a python keeper. But she's a fan of Handsome Dan. All right. And I'm going to let him stay on my hat. And Maya's going to go to the ground. She can do whatever she wants. She can I try to keep all my snakes in this room. I don't want them going in other rooms, but because I have storage stuff in other rooms and things like that. And Maya can go into other rooms because she's going to come right back out. She's never going to curl up and hide. So for instance, I have a bunch of storage under my bed. So I don't want ball pythons going into my bedroom because they're going to crawl under my bed and curl up in some storage box or something. And I'm going to have to dig them out. Maya would never curl up to hide somewhere. She's going to cruise around and then come back out. So that's that. Look at the color of Dan's tail. Old Handsome Dan. Not every red-tailed boa is an actual red-tailed boa, you guys, because boa imperators or boa imperators all have a red tail. They all have this, but they're not red tail boas. But everybody calls them that because they do have the red tail. But a red tail boa is an actual red tail boa is the boa constrictor rather than the boa imperator. And true red tail boas are generally much more expensive, and they grow much larger, and they're more rare. It's much easier to find a boa imperator at a pet store than a red tail boa. But every pet store will tell you that it's a red tail boa because they just don't know the difference. They just call it that. Oh, Maya, you doing all right down there? She's good. Spencer's asking, do you still have a subterranean hide in the bioactive? Are temps good? Yeah. So where this wood is that you're seeing, it's sitting on top of the hide. And then this hide is the second level, but there's a hide right below with a hole on the top of the hide that the inspector can go into. So he has a subterranean hide for both sides. And yes, the temps are good on both. Maya, did you find some stuff under there? Maya's really good at picking up, at letting me know when I haven't done a good job at sweeping or vacuuming under this, because she'll go under it and pick up all the stuff and bring it back out. So she is currently on the ground. She's on the move. She's doing her thing. Do you think you'd ever own a corn snake or maybe hognoses? I don't have that in my future plans, but you never know. Maybe. I really love them. I love handling them. They're cool. But I've got a list of snakes that I want, that I probably am never going to get through that whole list. They are cool though. I love all snakes. I'm a big fan of, I've never held a snake and just been like, I don't really like this one. I just like them all. They're cool. Same with lizards. Reptiles in general. Probably animals in general. I don't think I've ever met an animal that I'm like, I don't really like this, Oh, that's great, Spencer. You set up a double-decker bioactive, or double-decker hide in the bioactive. That's great. The black box came up with those. I actually came up with it because I asked them to do it, but they did it, and it was build a hide and instead of a front opening thing for them to go in the front, make it in the have it go in the top. And it was specifically for Maya. I wanted it for the blackheaded python because blackheaded pythons burrow. They like to go down into things. But they sent me a few of them along with a whole bunch of regular hides. And it's been great for all the snakes. So the inspector has that's a regular hide right there. And it's sitting on top of one of those that has the hole on the top. So he's got his double-decker hide. He does spend all of his time in the lower level. He rarely is sitting in the upper level. Do I have any advice, Timothy? Do I have any advice on snake proofing a room to let them free roam? Yes, my advice is to look at my video on that. I actually have two. I have two videos that talk about how to snake proof a room. Or there's one that's probably more about that, but just how to let your snakes free roam. Okay. So we've got Handsome Dan. What were the other? I don't want to scroll all the way up to see what the other. Who else did you guys want to see? That's my question. And I kind of wish Handsome Dan would come around because as much as I like his tail. Hey, buddy, will you come around the front? Let's just do this. Hi, pal. What are you doing back there? You're not being a very good hat band. That's what we're looking for in a snake, right? Is a snake that'll be a hat band. There we go. Now he's just going to crawl onto the mic, which could be a problem. He's a cool snake. These boas are so strong. I was holding Clint's. Clint has a boa. Forget what that snake's name is, but Clint has a boa that just was like super squeezy, just hanging on so tight to everything. And I don't think it was in a nervous way, because he was also kind of exploring like slow tongue flicks and stuff like that. Whenever a python hangs on to me super tight, I always think, okay, they're nervous. They need to relax. But this snake was just hanging on like I'm a tree branch, and they're stronger than pythons. Like they just have those big, thick, square bodies, you know, and they're just super strong. Azara is asking for the most honorable inspector. Okay, we can do that. I'll show you how I get them out, because it's a process. And also, I needed to check in his hide anyway. Let me see if I can get this boa out of my hat and back into his cage. And then we'll see where the inspector is. Hold on one second. All right, say goodbye to Handsome Dan. He's super handsome. Okay. Quick update on Maya. She's currently crawled onto my banjo. I have a banjo that hangs close to the floor. She's decided to explore the banjo, and I assume she'll go past it at some point. All right, let's figure out where the inspector is. This is his cold side, and I don't think he's in here. Nope. So when you have a cage like this, it's a little more complicated to get them out. Let's move this water dish. The other thing, I've been wanting to put something that kind of, hi buddy. I've been wanting to put something that kind of dams the dirt, because that hide that I just pulled out is in the dirt. So I want to have something that it can just slip into, because every time I pull that up, that some of the dirt falls, and that's not convenient to to like always be pushing that dirt. But okay, let's get this guy. Hey pal. Come here. You got some dirt on you. Hold on one second. I just want to get this fixed before. This is kind of a rare. I don't usually pull because of that, because it's such a process to get them out. Here he is, his first season producing babies, and he's the father of a couple of clutches this year. I'm always looking at this bump. He's got a bump on his face, and I'm always kind of keeping an eye on it. It doesn't seem to bother him. What bothers him is me touching his face, but the bump doesn't really seem to bother him. But it's I just got to keep an eye on it. Wait, Amy Bentley, you're back? Are you done with your That's weird that Google isn't allowing you to send super chats, but that's fine. You don't need to send super chats. But are you back from your dress rehearsal, or are you watching the live stream from your dress rehearsal? That's what I want to know. Okay. We got the inspector cruising around. It's good for him to be up and out for a little bit. He can be my scarf for a bit. This guy. Oh my gosh, the venue canceled on you. Okay, well, I'm sorry to hear that, but I'm glad you're back, Amy. I'm glad you made it. But I'm sorry the venue canceled. That's a bummer. I bet you can find another venue. I think Cedar City, Utah is known as Festival City. And because of that, I feel like there are plenty of venues that would be like, yes, belly dancers, we'll do that. We'll open our doors for that, you know. I'm super happy that you're here, Amy. I showed that picture of you while you were gone. I showed, just in case anybody forgot. Let me just hang on. Wait, let me just answer this really quick. I only have the inspector out while Maya's free roaming. I don't have other snakes out. So he's going to stay with me. And Maya is probably behind the furniture. But she's not on me right now. Let's just real quick show this photo so that we all know who. That's who we're talking to right now, you guys, is Amy Bentley. And that is what she looks like. So that photograph was taken just a couple days ago. So if you're like, I wonder what Amy Bentley currently looks like, it's that. That's how she looks. Oh, you did see it. Okay. Well, you saw it again. I'm just trying to let people know what you look like, Amy. Amy Bruner, I think belly dancers do great anywhere. But yes, Portland for sure. I'm a big fan of Portland. I spend a lot of time there. Not a lot of time, but I'm there. I'm there a couple times a year. I love Portland. And yes, belly dancers do great in Portland. But I think belly dancers are just welcome anywhere. They're just delightful people. All right. So let's look at, I just showed you one of the inspector's children. You want to see another one? Oh, let's look at Matt Snake. Matt, are you on right now? Matt Snake is still so bitey. So bitey. Just not happy with anything. But also, she's just a beautiful snake. So here's what I do. So, this is a tub that there's not a lot of room in this tub. And I have to reach in from the top. And snakes are scared of that. So you got to be careful. So my strategy here is, you can see where her head is. The back side that I want to aim for is back here. But so what I want to do is distract her. So she's trying to, oh shoot. Well, there she went. So my plan was that she was trying to strike my hand. That went worse than it possibly could have gone. But my plan was that she was trying to strike my hand. on, you know, on this side. So I wanted to come in, had she not actually struck, and then I flinched and pulled her out of the tub, I would have come around the back and picked her up. So if, you know, if I'm picking her up from the back, she doesn't even notice it, you know. Just the worst possible example. But so she's just always ready to strike, and she's not, it's definitely a defensive strike, but she generally doesn't strike at let me see if she does. She usually doesn't strike at things that don't have a heat signature. So this paper towel doesn't have a heat signature. So oh, there she goes. She struck at it. But anything that does have a heat signature, she'll strike at right away, you know. So I will pull her out to try to work with her a little bit. And it's usually in the morning, and I'll be drinking my coffee. And every time I bring my coffee to my face, she strikes at it. But if I move something else in front of her face, she doesn't usually do it. But you see that? Like, she's just every single time. Matt. Oh, there you go. Here's Matt. She is so pretty. Oh, jeez. I've got a snake on the ground. Hang on. Okay. Hold on one second. I got to manage Maya down here. Okay, she's heading back in. So she is very pretty, but as you can see, she's got kind of an attitude. And she's like, this is the only snake that I've hatched that has not calmed down much with regular handling or work, you know. She's just not a happy girl. Amy's right. She's so spicy. At that size, it's so adorable. It is. It's less adorable when when she's bigger. So yeah, she's full of fire. That's for sure. That is for sure, Matt. All right, so I'm going to put her back. Okay, I'm putting her back. I'm going to put, hang on. I'm going to put the inspector back. My guess is that he's going to hang out probably outside his hides and just cruise around a bit. But you never know. Okay. There he goes. All right. I think we're close to done with this live stream, you guys. He's going into his cold hide. There we go. All right. Is there any last minute snakes that anybody wants to see? I know, Amy. I'm sorry. But I'll show off more snakes if there's any snakes that anybody else wants to see. I want to find Maya and put her back though. Let me just see where she's at. Hang on a second. Put your snake requests in the chat. and then talk amongst yourselves for a moment. Okay, she's coming back out. I'm going to let her come out from behind the furniture, and then I'm going to put her away. Oh, Kata. Yeah, I was gonna pull Kata out. Let me just show them all. Doll Addict says, I don't know the names, just show them all. Bear, Tiger Lily. Keith, I can't pull Tiger Lily out because she is working on digesting the biggest meal she's ever eaten in her life. She's got a big fat belly from eating a large or a medium rat. But it was large to her. Yes, Amy, I will show Maya before I put her back. Oh, shoot. She came out and then she went right back in. Dang it. I wasn't paying attention. Sorry. She'll be back out, though. Hang on. All right. We're going to get Kata while we're waiting on that. Oh, Kata. Oh, you're going into shed. This big girl's going into shed. I just love this snake. She's so sweet and not the most comfortable around people. I've talked about that a lot before, but she's good at tolerating it, you know. And she also backs up. She's also good at going backwards. Look at that. She's like, yeah, let me just back up and get out of here. Sorry, babe. Touched your nose. I'm sorry about that. Kara's asking for my holdback. You mean the clown pied or Max? The inspector's boy. Which one? Which holdback? I have two recent holdbacks. Doll Addict's asking what size rat does Kata eat? She eats a medium. And this has been a thing that I've seen. I've actually jumped in on a couple of Facebook group threads recently. I never jump in on those, but I have recently because I've just seen such bad advice given. People are going, I just got this snake, and they'll show an adult ball python. What should I be feeding it? So somebody said I feed it a small rat. Is that right? And it was a female, but she's not breeding, and it wasn't this big. And people were like, "Oh, I feed mine. You should feed it a medium rat once a week." Or there were other people that were like, "Oh, at that size, it should be a large rat." And so I jumped in and let her know that the only snakes that I feed a medium rat to are very large breeding females, and Kata falls under that category. But if it's a pet, first of all, if it's a male, that was another thing. There was another post that was about a male, and it was getting medium rats. I don't have any males that ever get medium rats. The inspector, who's a pretty large male ball python, only gets a small rat every 2 weeks. He does great on that. And same with all my other males. My adult males get a small rat every 2 weeks. Kata gets a medium rat every week when she's breeding, and every 2 weeks when she's not in breeding season. She's a very large ball python, so a medium rat is good for her. And anyway, the point that I was making, and I think I've said this in a video, the point that I made Facebook, that rule, everybody was citing the rule of you should feed the snake a prey item that's the same thickness of the snake, you know. Well, that doesn't apply to adults. That's a great rule to follow with a young ball python that's growing. But if I fed Kata an animal that was the thickness of her body, I'd be feeding her kittens, like not even like cats. So they definitely don't need that much food. So that's that. She gets a medium rat. And that is, a medium rat is not nearly the thickness of her body, but it is definitely all she needs. So I'm going to put her back, and I'm going to answer a super chat that just came in. There might have been more. Hold on, let me just see where Maya is really quick, because I do want to put her back. Oh, there she is. I found her. Give me 1 second, folks. Let's show Amy real quick. There you go, Amy. There's Maya. I wish the camera would focus on her. She is a good girl. And I'm sure she would like to explore more, but I need her back in her cage right now. Give me 1 minute. Talk amongst yourselves. Okay. She's back. Oh, Amy has correctly said, thanks, Bob. You're the best. That's accurate. I am the best. And you are too, because remember what you wrote in your... Oh, you weren't here, I don't think, Amy, when I read your notes to me, where your final note was, thank Amy for being the absolute best person ever on the whole planet. I don't know if you were here when I read that. Who else did people want to see? David, I had Lucille out earlier. So just watch the video from before. Let me just scroll up really quick. Oh, here's a super chat from Erica. What are the genetics on your spicy girl? I have a baby with similar markings on the tail. Oh, the tail markings. I don't know that I remember what her tail markings look like. She's a super orange dream pastel. And now I'm curious to look at her tail, but I don't want to mess with her again because it stresses her out when I mess with her. She's a pastel super orange dream. And she is super pretty. Amanda, thank you for the super chat. I'm just curious, when will we get to find out how Kent's trip to Clint's went? I'm excited to find out if Clint won his $100 or if I won my $100, which I'm not giving away right now. But if I can get the thing edited, it'll be next week's video. If I can get all my stuff together. Okay, I think I'm caught up on super chats. And hang on. Willow. Oh yeah, Joy. I'll show you Willow because she just shed last night, and so I thought out a rodent for her. I'm gonna get her in a second. I thought out a rodent, and I just opened her cage and put the rodent in there, like to feed her. She was out, but she looked at me like, Dad, I'm changing my clothes, because I realized that she was half shed. So she's currently working on a shed. And so she's like, Dad, I'm changing my clothes, but yes, I'll take that snack. And so she ate while she was shedding, which I've never fed a snake while shedding before. That was a first for me. And it worked really well for her. She had no problem with swallowing that meal and then continuing with her shed. So let me get her out because she's really pretty right now. Hi there, lady. She and her brother Dash have upgraded enclosures now. They've got a lot more room. And Willow, as per usual, is looking super pretty. But look at that, just shed, and her head and that part of her body that her head was just on are the brightest parts of her body. The rest of her looks hypo. I've said that before, but for those of you who haven't heard me say it, isn't that crazy? Just such a weird paradox on her. I'm excited for her to get to be about 3 years old and see what she's looking like at that time. Oh, did that scare you? I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. So, Amy's saying almost a type of pied. Yeah, she's not pied. She is, she's Freeway, but she's also Spot Nose, Orange Dream, something else I can't remember. But she's Spot Nose, Orange Dream, Freeway, and Freeway is asphalt and yellow belly together. That's what gives her that stripe. But she has almost an unbroken stripe. And she's very, very interesting looking, as opposed to her brother Dash, who is just a Freeway. I'll give you, most of you know the comparison. Most of you have seen them, but for those of you who haven't, it's an interesting comparison because Dash is a stereotypical just Freeway ball python. Let me show you what it looks like. Hi, buddy. So this is what a yellow belly asphalt ball python looks like with no other genetics. Just dashes all along their back. They look like, literally look like a Freeway. And then his sister has these other genes mixed in. And so she's, plus she's Paradox. And Paradox just means that she's got some stuff going on with her coloring and her pattern that can't be attributed to a specific morph. It's just a weird thing that happened to her. So she's just a very interesting looking multi-gene snake. And Dash is just a beautiful example of a Freeway. And these two, oh, since we have them out, let's just do this. I was going to end the live stream, but let's just hang on one second. There we go. On that camera. Then we'll put these two. We'll just watch them for a minute, see what they do. They often follow one another. Dash tends to follow Willow around a little bit. And I've talked about this in a recent video or maybe a live stream. I can't remember where it was that I talked about it, but it's interesting to me that young ball pythons will tend to stick together. Oh, it was that last video where I had all the snakes in the playpen. But these two are a really good example of it. I have them out together a lot, and they have a bunch of different options. You know, like right now they're separating. They can go wherever they want pretty much. But eventually, if we watch them for quite a while, eventually they would end up together. And like maybe Dash would crawl into that hide with Willow. And then when Willow came out, Dash would come out and they would go somewhere together, you know. All right. We're back to that. Willow's coming over to this area where I have a whole bunch of, can I get you to go back? Yeah. Can you go back that way? Where I have a bunch of bottles of Luxurious Bastard beard oil. Don't forget that this live stream is sponsored by Luxurious Bastard. If you all came in late and missed me talking about them, this is the, oh, whoops. This is beard butter. They have all kinds of beard products, and they are my favorite, not just because they're sponsoring this video. I contacted them because they're my favorite beard oil company. And now we have a relationship where they are sponsoring this live stream. So luxuriousbastardco.com, co.com, and the 10% discount code is GRP Beard. GRP, Green Room Pythons, GRP Beard. All right. So Amy is saying that Marty and Colin Robinson are the same way. They love to be together. Yeah, and same clutch. Marty and Colin Robinson are brother and sister from this same clutch. And they do hang out a lot when you take them out of their cages. Very interesting. It could be, you know, it could be that they're siblings, or it could just be that I happen to take them out together a lot. And Amy happens to take Marty and Colin out together a lot, you know, so they know each other. Maybe. I don't know. Erica, thanks for the super chat. Hey, Bob, just an FYI, I did change my username on YouTube to my business name, Erica-Plainsnakes. Okay. But it doesn't show up on live stream for some reason. Oh, okay. I'll have to remember that. Erica-Plainsnakes is your YouTube name. All right. That's cool. Thanks for telling me. Hey, dude, can you not go there? That's not. That camera is coming out kind of choppy on, like, when I'm watching it. Is it choppy for you guys? This camera with the snakes on it? Amy, this is a great question. Can Luxurious Bastards beard products help me grow a beard? Yes, guaranteed, Amy. Use the beard products and guaranteed that you will grow a beard. I'm just kidding, you guys. For the guys out there that are like, oh, geez, I should do that to help me grow a beard. Don't do that. You know what? Guys always ask me, how do you grow a beard like that? And my answer is always, don't shave and wait. Like, that's it. You just have to not shave. And what happens, I'm taking Amy's joke and making it a serious thing about beards. What happens is that guys try to grow a beard, and there's always an awkward phase when the beard is growing where it just looks awful. And so they cut it, they shave it, and they're like, yeah, I can't grow a beard. But they just have to wait a month or two for it to grow out of that awkward phase. That's the thing. Let's see. Okay, Amy Bruner saying yes, a little choppy. Yeah, I don't know why. I don't know why it's choppy. So there's those two. Let me just move the camera slightly to right there. There we go. Okay. I think that 2.5 hours is pretty good for a live stream, you guys. I think we did it. Oh, hang on. Gary's Teen Exotics. The awkward phase is usually the itchy phase too, so most guys get over it. Yeah, and it's itchy because they're not using good beard oil. and they're not applying beard oil to their face, to the skin on their face, which is really what beard oil is for. But it is also good for the hair. But make sure if you're using beard oil that you put it on your face, because then you won't get itchy skin. It's really helpful. All right. So that is it, you guys. Thank you for being here in the live stream. I hope you enjoyed it. I certainly did. I'll see you next time. Bye, everybody.